is around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel, and today we will be giving you our player ratings on Tottenham's 1-1 draw against Sporting and matchday 5 of the Champions League group stage. So we will jump right into it with rating Hugo Lloris. For me, Hugo Lloris is going to be a 7 out of 10. Lloris had a shaky moment in the first half, which was the goal. I feel like he could have got to the shot. It was a great shot placed in the corner, but I feel like Lloris was pretty good. He had a pretty good positioning on the shot, and I think he could have saved it. But in the second half, he did have a pretty good game. He made a couple great saves for us late in the game. One of them was late in the game, but again, Lloris did not have a terrible performance. So yeah, decent performance from Lloris. Better than Newcastle. Way better than Newcastle. All right, next up is Cuti Romero. I'm going to rate him a 7. Romero flying in with tackles everywhere, winning back the ball. He was pretty good today. He was great. Romero hardly made any mistakes. I didn't really watch the first half, so he might have made some mistakes there, but in the second half he was flawless. He didn't even have that much work to do. He was pushing up a lot, which was great from him. Next up is Dyer, who I'm going to rate a 6. Dyer had a decent and a solid defensive performance. The problem was he had at least 2 huge chances. One from a beautiful free kick Sutton curled in, and he had a completely open header and it went way wide. The header did not come off right. And then another even later in the game when Longley had this little snapshot cross, and Dyer was right in front of the goal. He should have put it away. I don't know how he missed it, and it just went right to the right of him, and it's a terrible header. We know that You know that his heading is not the best. At least it used to be not the best, but recently it's improved a lot. But today I feel like he definitely should have put those chances away. But in defense again, he was solid. But moving on, next is Ben Davies. I'm going to rate Ben Davies a 7. Davies had a pretty good performance as well. Very similar to Cuti Romero. Of what I watched in the second half, he didn't really have that much work to do. Flawless pretty much. Another thing, I don't know, he might have slipped once, and when Lloris had come out of the box and he got caught out. I don't remember. I think it was Longley. I don't think it was Davies. But Davies had a pretty solid performance. Not much defending to do in the second half again. But yeah, decent performance. Moving on next to Ivan Perisic, our left wing back. I'm going to rate him a 7.25. Perisic was great, especially in the second half. Swinging him some great crosses. For the goal that was disallowed from VAR late in the game, last minute of the game, that was a great cross. Great long cross to the back post from Perisic, and he had multiple of those. Also for Rodrigo Bentancur, I don't think it was Perisic who took the corner. I'm pretty sure it was Son, but it was Perisic. But like that was a great cross from him. Great cross. We know he just whips those corners in. We saw it. When did we see it? Earlier in the season against Chelsea, that 2-2 draw. But Perisic was great today. Very nice, deep crosses and on that left-hand side. And next, we will move on to our right wing back in Matt Doherty. Doherty did not have the best of performances. He had a decent performance in the first half of what I heard. Nothing crazy from him. But in the second half, he did have a big chance. It was a pretty good shot, but it was saved by Adan. He did not have too much possession in the second half, but he was decent. Not the best, though. Moving on next is Rodrigo Bentancur, who is my man of the match for this game. I'm going to rate him an 8.25. Of course, scored the goal. It was a great leap from him. Just placed it right into the net. People were saying that was a foul, but it's clearly not a foul. Bentancur just got way above the goalkeeper, and it was a great leap from him. Other than that, him and Højbjerg late in the game did well, camping midfield, controlling midfield. This is something that we didn't see for our past 2 matches, because we were playing a 3-5-2. That's because Bissouma was getting in the way. And today we saw how well Højbjerg and Bentancur communicate, especially late in the game when we were just feeding the ball into Sporting's penalty box. And Bentancur did an awesome job at that. And same thing with his midfield partner, who we're gonna move on to now, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I'm going to rate him a 7.75. Pretty much the same thing as Højbjerg. Really good communication with his partner Bentancur. Really controlled the midfield. Swung in, and I believe he didn't swing in as many crosses as Bentancur did, but Højbjerg did a good job, quick passing, controlling possession in midfield, and just controlling the midfield. So great performance by Højbjerg. Moving on next, we're going into our front three. We have Lucas Moura. I'm going to rate him a 6.75. Despite not being in form and not playing, not starting for a long time, and being injured, it was a great performance from him. I mean, he could have done better a lot of times, but I'm going to rate him a 6.75. But he was pretty good. Despite its injury and everything, he was great today. Making some darting runs, good dribbling, great passing, and he really was that man on the winger, which was great, which we didn't have in a 3-5-2, which we were too congested at midfield, which we had none of today. Then now we're going to move on to Heung-min Son, our left winger. I'm also going to rate him a 6.75. Son had a decent performance. He had some good dribbles. Late in the game, he did have a shot where the follow-up was by Bentancur was missed. He was at a weird angle. He took a shot. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to just get a rebound off the goalkeeper so it could get tapped home. Brian Heel and Bentancur were both there trying to tap it in, but Heel stole the ball from Bentancur almost. I feel like he should have let Bentancur get it, and then later Heel passed to Bentancur, who put it over the bar. But that was a smart play from Son. Another good moment from Son was that one free kick that Dyer completely missed that header. It was a great cross in. But other than that, Sonny was pretty good today. Moving on to Harry Kane. Harry Kane, I'm also going to rate a 6.75. Kane, I feel like he was more quiet than Son, but the goal that was disallowed, again, that was really good, sneaky stuff from him. He was so stealthy with that little touch. Too bad it was disallowed, but Son and Kane were both pretty good today. The reason I'm not giving them like a 7 is because I feel like they just weren't involved as much, especially in the first half they weren't involved. And even in the second half, Kane wasn't involved a lot. Now, moving on to the only substitute we're going to rate is Brian Heel. He had a great performance today. I'm going to rate him a 7.5. At times, he was drifting into the midfield like a number 10 almost, and distributing the ball left, right, and center. Great dribbling from him. Again, very skillful. He did do really well, especially in the aspect of crossing. He had one great cross that was missed by the Spurs player, went straight through. But again, controlling midfield as well. He came in as a number 10 today, which I think is a great idea because we were missing that number 10. That's been a problem for us for a while now with this formation. And we could see Brian Heel fit into this in the future, playing as that left winger or right winger, and then kind of cutting inside, being that number 10 that we don't have, that we're missing. But that is all for our player ratings of Spurs 1-1 draw with Sporting. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you subscribe to our Shorts channel. And until next time, come on you Spurs!